It's Monday, so you know what that means. We need your help to put fugitives behind bars. Today on Delmarva Life, we have a new list of Monday's Most Wanted.
You sit down at the dinner table, you put the food on your plate, and the first thing you reach for isn't your fork, it's the salt. And despite you knowing it's bad for you, you still add it. But did you know it's an ingredient already in the food? We're going to show you some shocking high-sodium foods, what alternatives you can use, and just how much salt you're supposed to have.
For many of you, that morning cup of joe is just as necessary as the air you breathe. And whether you use milk or cream, many of us like that little something extra. But what if that extra was butter? Yes, butter. Learn how this new trend is changing the way you taste your coffee.
When you have an emergency, the last one you may think of calling for help is a horse. But that's exactly what these guys and gals are trained to do. Coming up, we're going to learn more about the equine mounted service.
And I'll be telling you about the 89th annual Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company's Pony Swim. If you've never experienced it, you got to check it out.
And there is nothing like feeling cool when it comes to bedtime. And how many of you have seen this advertised and thought, boy, I really would love to try and see if that works? Well, today we're doing just that with a sleep expert. Delmarva Life starts right now. Good afternoon, I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D. Did you enjoy the weekend? It was a great weekend.
I had a great weekend. We always talk about the weather on the weekend,
right.
And you and I were kind of debating on whether or not it was a beautiful weekend.
I thought it was great, nice cool temperatures.
But it was still humid, so.
Yeah, that messes with my hair. I didn't think about that.
See, it's all about the hair.
All about the
but
hair.
Then we did notice that gas prices are coming down. Did you notice
Quite
that?
a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's always a good
That's
thing.
good stuff. We'll go with that.
All right. Well, the last of this year's newly hatched piping plovers chicks at Gordon's Pond are away.
They're gone.
We've made it through piping plover season. The Oceanside Beach reopened today at Cape Henlopen State Park. This season, 2 pairs of piping plovers nested at Gordon's Pond, and one of the pairs produced 4 chicks. American oyster catchers and least terns, both listed as endangered in Delaware, also nested at Gordon's Pond this season. So It was a successful season.
It was a good piping plover season. You were telling me that you saw a bunch of cars around with softball.
Yeah, all the minivans.
All over the place. Well, we are kicking off the second week of the United States Specialty Sports Association softball tournament. By the time it's all said and done, at the end of next week, the nearly 400 teams will have brought nearly 6,000 people to the Eastern Shore and spent about $2 million.
Right here in
Right
restaurants
here.
all over the place. So
Nice.
Yeah, they're all over the place. They're going to be here for another week or so, or 2 weeks. Well, the 95th annual Delaware State Fair continues this week. Beginning tomorrow morning, you can enjoy samples of competitors' food from the different Dover building contests at the Culinary Department food sampling. New to the fair this year, the Roost Wine and Beer Garden is offering fairgoers a place to kick back under the shade and enjoy a locally produced beer or wine or a glass of wine.
And that's where Sean was last week.
That's where Sean was last week. Yeah.
Okay.
So and don't forget, the fair has gone high tech this year with an app that will allow visitors to use their smartphone to enhance the entire experience. And of course, a little later, we'll hear more about the entertainment lineup at the Delaware State Fair.
And don't forget, if you're still planning on going to the fair tonight, you can still get in before 10 with 5 cans of food. Food Lion, the Delaware State Fair, and the Food Bank of Delaware have all partnered for the 3rd year for this initiative. A very good one, too.
Yeah. And speaking of fairs and fun, the Somerset County Fair is back in town. Fair Week kicked off today with the Little Miss and Junior Miss Fair Queen contests and continues with the Fair Queen contest on Tuesday. Now, most of the fair fun is Friday and Saturday. Now, it's free. The parking is free, and awards will be presented Sunday afternoon at 4. You can't beat that price,
Made it
can
even
you?
better. The St. Michael's Fire Department Carnival is this week, and all the fun kicks off here in a couple of hours. The 4 to 6-year-old Little Miss St. Michael's and Little Mr. St. Michael's, as well as the 15 to 18-year-old Miss St. Michael's, going to be chosen this week. A lot of fun there.
Yeah.
So, laughter yoga.
What?
Have you ever heard of this?
I have never heard of.
Laughter yoga is now held at the Lewis Public Library to help people laugh for the health of it. Laugh out loud sessions are offered as a complete exercise of unconditional laughter and yogic breathing for the body-mind wellness. It's going on Friday mornings. Laughter yoga is actually a social form developed in India in 1995 by Dr. Madan Kataria and his wife, a yoga instructor.
How about that?
Isn't that cool?
I end up laughing when I do yoga anyway, so that sounds like something for
Doing
me.
yoga this whole time, you never know it.
Well, we talked about Harry Potter last week during our Week of Decades. How much
Yes.
fun was that? It was July 21st of 2007 that Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the conclusion of author J.K. Rowling's long-running series about a boy wizard, was released. Now, before becoming a movie, it immediately becomes the fastest-selling book in history with 15 million copies sold in the first 24 hours.
Amazing.
That is
Absolutely.
amazing.
You know, we were talking about the weather over the weekend, and of course, everybody needs to have a pool during the summertime. There's nothing quite like having a backyard pool, especially if you're the family dog
Oh my goodness, that looks like so much fun.
and the humans are away. Hey,
How about that?
I got a great idea. Let's do it again.
I can see Jagger doing that. Oh, Jagger would be doing that all day long.
it fascinates me. He keeps doing this
He
over
does.
and over and over again.
Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, your tips on our Most Wanted Monday just keep pouring in, so why stop now? Up next, we have another round of fugitives wanted on Delmarva.
Are you guilty of just going to town with a salt shaker? You can't take a bite of your food without making sure that every corner is covered in salt? You probably already know that that's not healthy. Now you're going to find out what fruit may help stop the sodium addiction.
Well, there's also debate over the health benefits of what we drink. Today, we're talking coffee. Find out why more people are sipping on butter coffee.
Getting enough rest also has a lot to do with your health. But if you toss and turn at night because you can't keep cool, getting enough shut-eye can be tough. The ads claim the Chillo can help with that. So a little later on, we're going to put it to the test. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.